Welcome to another session, another flying session with me. I'm taking out the Camo Skywalker. I've also got my my chair, my ground station, my DX8 and Dragon Link, and also a tripod to put on my ground station on. Today we're going to do auto takeoff and a little mission and just have a look around. I've managed to get my pan and tilt working today through the APM. I had to enable two of the outputs on the APM board so that they're active for it to work. I haven't got the goggles working, the pan and tilt on the goggles, so I'm just using some additional switches and knobs on my DX8 for this mission, but I plan to get that up and running and working. It's just a short walk down to the flying field from my house. Maybe takes 5 minutes. Got everything I need on my back and my plane in my hand. So let's go. So you see from the flagpole behind me, where is it? Is it too much contrast? Oh, you can't see it, there's too much contrast. There you go, maybe you can see it now. Totally calm. Perfect. So here's my flying spot for tonight. Very nice and sunny. The sun's gonna set soon. So I'm hoping that I can be up and get some nice images. So I will just set up quickly and we'll talk about the plane. Right, so come and have a look at this now that I'm all set up, and we'll talk a bit about what gear I have here, and I'll take you through it. Starting with my ground station. So I have a normal tripod for a camera. I bought this box off of eBay. Just a simple plastic box. Inside it I have eagle tree, eagle eyes. So I have diversity for having, here I've got 2 receivers on the back here from bevrc.com. I don't think they exist anymore. Couldn't find them when I was looking the other day. So I have one omnidirectional antenna on one receiver, and then on the other receiver I have this patch antenna. Not going to work today, the directional antenna, or should I say tracking, because I don't have the eagle tree vector in this plane. I have APM, so the plan is to upgrade this to be some kind of Ardu antenna tracker type setup. I have an old LCD TV that I bought off of eBay. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it wasn't expensive. And all the gubbins is inside, powered off a 3S 4000 milliamp hour battery. Just by plugging it in here, everything comes alive. And also, not to forget, a 5.8 25 milliwatt transmitter here, so that I don't need to plug in with a wire to my goggles. I have the Attitude Fat Shark goggles with the extra part here for better cushioning around the eyes and so on, and the fan for when things get a bit humid. I'm powering that off of a 3S 4000, and I have sort of 2 cables that come out of it, so that when my friend Marco comes, we can just power both goggles off of the one battery. I'm going to be flying with this Turnigy hard case 5000 battery 4S. Not really optimal being a hard case, extra weight for no real reason. So I've actually dismantled the hard cases and gone with this setup. I'm going to get some shrink wrap and finish those off just as a test. Then I've got my DX8. set up with the Dragon Link, and I have made a modification to my DX8 so that I can have a power output to power the Dragon Link. And I have upgraded the battery to 2S LiPo battery for the DX8. So everything is got enough power to run the Dragon Link, and so moving on to the plane. So yeah, it's my Camo Skywalker running APM 2.6 GPS module there. Out here on the wing I have an 800 milliwatt 1.2 transmitter, video transmitter. And then over this side I have the dipole antenna for the Dragon Link, and inside here underneath the wings I've got the Dragon Link receiver and all the sort of stuff, flight controller stuff underneath here. In the front here, first of all, talk about my pan and tilt setup. This is just a winch servo, and I have 3D printed a base here so that it runs quite smoothly, and there's not so much play here on this winch wheel, so that I don't get additional vibration when I'm trying to film up in the sky with my GoPro. Then I have a little tilt servo that I've just hot glued onto the back here, and made this little adapter here to tilt. So I got that set up today. So this is the pan that goes back to center, looks both ways, right back towards the plane in both directions. And then I have also got this switch here, which set it to the middle, it looks straight ahead. I can look up, and if I click it all the way down, I can look down over the nose, and obviously look down to the side of the plane and so on, if I'm flying over something that I'm interested in. Inside, obviously power module here, just to connect. I've put an additional bit of Velcro to stop the battery from moving, and the CG going off if I take it off. A little adapter here for different types of batteries. I'm running this kind of connector today mostly. I think I'll actually get rid of this XT60 and just put that in. But that's for now. And I've obviously got these nicely labeled, so if I do have a GoPro eject, which sometimes happens when I land, then I know that I'm connecting things back correctly. Yep. So we'll get the battery installed in this, and then we'll get ready to take off. Okay, so now I've got everything powered up. I've done my pre-flight checks, making sure the stabilization's working and everything. And also, if you can see here, I've got 8 satellites now while I've been doing that. It's taken me like 3 minutes to get set up, mainly due to the fact that MinimOSD needed to be reset, and I had to take off the wings to do that. So a little modification needed. The flight plan today, I'll just run through it, is to fly out this way, probably in cruise mode. I'm not actually going to do anything auto today, or not any auto for the first flight. Just cruise out maybe a couple of kilometers that way and just have a nice easy flight. See how beautiful it takes off. That is so nice. Not a breath of wind. Totally stable. Oh, so nice. And MinimOSD is working. Fantastic. Let's switch on the recording and the goggles. Active. There we go. And let's have a nice fly. Okay, so just make sure I'm recording on the iPhone. Yeah, I am. So a little bit of commentary. I am sitting up at 120 meters and I have switched it into cruise mode, and my intention is just to cruise in this direction, in a sort of westerly direction, over the trees, staying away from some houses, and I like to fly sort of over this tree line, well, where the trees meet the field. Even though it says fly-by-wire A, I am in cruise because this version of firmware and so on, you can't actually see that it's in cruise. I don't know if they fixed it in later firmwares, but well, I would say that this works, but it's got its moments when it doesn't want to. But it's good enough to have a good fly. I've got all the information that I want to. Cruising at 10 amps, that's a bit high actually. I would have expected it to be around 7, but never mind. Plenty battery. Not being eaten by mosquitoes yet. Would have been nice to have the pan and tilt, but so be it. Cruising at 42% throttle. When I fly it myself and fly by wire A, that's about right. I'm cruising about 37% throttle, so it's not really using that much more. So everything seems to be nice. The plan is to fly over towards the water here and to go a little bit out in the lake. I haven't actually flown over this coast yet. I tend to do most of my flying to the north, but I fancy going out here. A plan that I have, if you can still see me in the frame, a plan that I have is actually to fly quite a bit out this way to a castle. I've always had the idea to fly out to this castle that I go to sometimes with my wife, just as a challenge. I think it's about 8k from, so we're kind of like half distance. I think it's maybe a bit more than 8k. I have to check it on the map. But it's flying really nice in cruise mode. Not touching it, holding the camera with the other hand. Everything seems to be nice. So when I'm looking through the OSD here, I'm always checking to see what the battery voltage is and how much amps I'm consuming, down to, now it's gone up to 8, 9. Just making sure that everything is looking a-okay, and obviously checking the distance that I'm flying out. It's actually quite good, 5.5 Ks at 120 meters, and I still got a very, very solid picture. So maybe we will fly out towards over the lake here and to the other side, just in front of us, and then we'll just check. We'll turn around, we'll put it in return to home and just see that, or actually we'll just turn around manually and see if the picture's still okay. We've got 12 satellites. I've had a bit of problem with my satellite, or my GPS. For some reason I get like 10 and then it goes down to 0 for some reason, but it's not seeming to do it now. I don't know what the problem is, but yeah, enough of the narration. Let's do a little bit of flying and a little bit of music. So I've made my turn, and I'm now at 8.1k. Pitch was surprisingly good. I've never actually flown this plane further than 6k. Pitch is starting to get a bit fuzzy now, so I will go into fly-by-wire A. Oh no, actually I'll leave it in cruise. No, I think I will put it into fly-by-wire A and try to gain some altitude. I think I hope you can still see me. I hope I'm pointing the camera in the right direction. I hope the video is really good with this sunset and the reflection on the water. I'm gonna go out to 10k because my heart's pounding at the moment. Even though I really don't care about this plane anymore, it's money that I spent years ago and I've sort of written off. But still, you want it to come back in one piece. 160 meters now. I got the picture back, so that's good. I think it's quite okay. Put it back into cruise. Whoops, what happened there? We'll go 9.5k now. Sorry for the bad filming with the camera. 9.6. 9.8. 9.9. And then I'm going to put it back into return to home. 10k. 10k with a Skywalker. Never done that before. Okay. Oops. Here we go. Should be return to launch. Pitch is going crazy. Now that's interesting. I've gone down to 30% throttle. That's okay. Yeah. Sometimes I find that when I go into return to launch or in auto, then the throttle actually goes down quite low, and the plane starts to stall sometimes, and then it saves it with putting in more throttle. I looked at the parameter list for sort of how to fix it, and it was set right, so I can't really understand why. But I'm gonna have to have more fiddling in the man cave and to test that out. But right now I'm at 42% throttle. Used, it says 60% of the battery, although I'm down at 14.4 now. Maybe not such a good idea to fly out this distance, but I know exactly where I am, and oh yeah, I don't have the car. Ooh. Well then, worst comes to worst, I'll just pack up here and I'll go get it. But I hope that, yeah, I'll be able to fly over this lake here to the other side, and then I kind of know where I am. Some fields there and so on. I can just jump in the car and go get it, so I'm not too worried about it actually. But kind of exciting. Will it come back? Let's go back to some music. I've made it back over the other side of the lake. So that's less driving if I need to. However, 5.7k out and the battery's at 14.1. This will be interesting. This is kind of when you think, oh, wasn't such a good idea. But at the end of the day, it's only a battery. The first thing that will go is the ESC. It's set to sort of give low power, I think, not to cut off. And I've got external UBEX as well, so let's see what's happening. And now we're under 14 volts. Still at 5k out. Let me think about where I am. We're still recording in the goggles? Yep. Okay, every kilometer closer to home is better than nothing. We're still maintaining height. We're still maintaining amps. 13.6. I have never pulled a battery down this much before, so I don't know actually where it's all going to go wrong. Very interesting to see. I'm just going to make a little right turn because I don't want to go over those houses and go into those trees if it all goes pear-shaped. So I'm just making a slight detour around these trees. I'd much rather land in the field than somebody's back garden and have to explain myself. I think that should be enough of a deviation. I don't think that that's a house below me, but maybe it is. Difficult to see with these quality of glasses. Alright, so now I'm going to leave you alone. And you can continue and return to launch. 13.4 volts. You can see the church in the distance there, that white building to the left of the center. I think I might make it, 1.5k out. Right. I think I'm going to put you guys down on the ground. I'm going to land from over that direction, if you can see. So let's just put you down on the ground. And yeah, hopefully that's good enough for you to see the landing, if the landing happens here. I don't know what I've set the return to home height to be. If it's just coming down 100 meters, or if suddenly the battery is just doink. Right, okay, so now I'm going to go back into fly-by-wire, reduce the throttle, take it down to nothing, and I should be able to glide in from here. Oh, maybe the battery's okay. I don't know. I don't know. Interesting to see. So I'm down there to the left. Just going to fly out here over to the right and lose a little bit of height, because I don't really want to come in. So now I'm putting the nose down to keep my speed up. I really need an airspeed sensor on this. I've ordered it from eBay. I'm just going to put in a little bit of throttle just to make the turn, so I don't stall. And I'm just going to put my nose down now, and I'm just going to take any kind of landing that I can, actually. Come down, come on. Oh, crap. That might be a GoPro eject. So, I'm going to leave everything here, pick you guys up, and do the run of shame. But I'll take anything. I don't really want to... Where is it? I don't really want to make another turn, because I don't know if I've got enough power to maintain the turn. Where the hell is it? All this long grass. Here we go. Are you in one piece? Ah, you are. GoPro eject? No! Oh yes! The famous GoPro eject. I will take that any day from a 10k flight with a Skywalker. My personal best on this machine. Lots of tall grass. Are you okay, buddy? Got a bit shaken up there. There we go. Right. Just disconnect you from charging. Pop you back in. And disconnect this probably disaster battery. There we go. Are we looking good? Yeah, not a scratch. But plenty of grass. So that was a good flight. Let's get the battery tester. Let's turn the GoPro off, and also I've got to turn you off, mate. There we go. Turned off the DVR and the goggles. Battery is warm. Not so warm. So what's the verdict? Let's see. Can you see that? 6% it says. Let's check all the cells. 3.5, 3.6, 3.6, 3.5. Okay. That's fun. All cool. All stuff in the man cave. Not spent any money. Great. I should have never stopped doing this. I really love this. Glad you could join me. If you've watched to the end, thanks very much. And I hope to see you around soon. Please leave a comment if you know something. Yeah, just thanks for joining me, and hope you've had fun. Cheers.